Welcome, esports fans. I am Coach Jim Lowry, joined today with Commissioner Jacob Van Ryn, and this is NECC opening night. Jacob, how you doing tonight?
Wonderful, Jim. It's great to be here. We're excited. Proud of our crew for putting this together, and just another addition we've made. We're excited about what's going on for the second semester, my friend. Great to see you.
Alrighty, here we go. Gonna be a fun night. Let me break it down for everybody. We're gonna talk, me and Jacob, for a minute. We're gonna intro some of these segments, but we're gonna have statistics from the fall. We're gonna have some social media numbers from the fall. We're gonna talk about our schedule of games, and then we're gonna have a breakdown of all 5 games the NECC is going to have in the spring. Jacob, let me start by asking, which of the 5 games in the spring are you most excited for?
That's a great question. I will tell you this, as those that know me know that I'm not a traditional gamer, and I apologize for that. Of our lineup right now, Rocket League is probably the only one I have somewhat of a grasp on. I watch 5 nights a week. I'm locked in. Everybody knows that. But I'll say Rocket League just because of our sheer numbers of teams, the strength of the programs we continue to add. And probably I'll say that. But I'm excited for all 5. For me, it's a learning experience on a nightly basis, just continuing to grow in this space and figure out what it's all about. I'm excited for our 2 new games as well, Jim.
All right, Rocket League, for non-gamers, Rocket League, probably the most approachable game. Soccer with remote control cars, what is not to love? And it's quick action, quick matches, 5 minutes apiece, but anybody who's a gamer knows all that already, and we will get into the rest of our schedule as we move on. Jacob, talk a little bit, season 0, as we were calling it, went so well. Talk about what you're excited about moving here into the spring.
That's a pretty loaded question. I'll say this. I've been truly humbled. Our team has been really appreciative of the amount of schools that we've spoken with in the gap between the end of our first semester as we get set for our second semester. We're well over 60 schools onboarded now for the second semester. The conversations we've had have been tremendous. Quite frankly, Jim, even the schools that have said, we can't do it now for whatever reason, they've been really positive. So that's really been unbelievable. Really proud of that. And quite frankly, the fact that our entire team has continued to grow and continue to develop, I'm really excited that they're going to get to shine tonight. These are the people that are the most important cogs behind the scenes most of the time in terms of working with our teams, getting them onboarded, answering the questions that need to be answered on a regular basis, and for them to get their face out and tell a little bit more about them and their story. I'm excited about that. And I'd say finally, the fact that our team, since our championship completed just prior to Thanksgiving, our teams behind the scenes in terms of what they've done for the stream enhancements for second semester, that's what I'm really looking forward to as well.
All right, speaking of people behind the scenes, we're going to have Autumn talking about the statistics as we bring her in. Logs and Trees in the Twitch chat, giving a shout out to Jacob as he called out Rocket League as the game he was excited for. Logs and Trees, thank you for being here tonight. So we are going to have Autumn come on. She will be talking about all of our fall statistics, and we are happy to have her as soon as our great and wonderful producer can bring her onto the stream here. As we all know, I love our producer. All praise the producer. All right, so we're here with Autumn, one of the behind-the-scenes people with the NECC. Autumn, you're going to talk about all of the statistics from the fall. So why don't you just go ahead and jump right into it?
So first, I'll start introducing myself. I'm Autumn. I'm currently a senior at Southern New Hampshire University, and right now I'm an intern for the NECC, basically working on the website. And pretty much what we've done a lot since last season when we started our website through the 5th week of our season. So now we have the ability to have users on our website, and pretty much it gives them the ability to score report, add new coaches, captains, players, check-ins, and much more. And what we're hoping to do in the near future is to be able to have everyone be able to make their own account, such as players, coaches, and captains. And maybe next year or so, we're hoping to be able to have a fan account too. And we are also hoping to have reschedules on our website also.
And that'll be really fun if people are allowed to have fan accounts on there. People will be able to follow all of the players and teams that they get on NECC_esports on Twitch.tv. They'll be able to follow all the players and teams they love to follow. Hopefully, we'll get some stats up there, and who knows? This thing might truly take off. Autumn, I was given just the prompt that you're here to talk about statistics. So let me ask you, what other statistics do you have for us? Or because you great job introducing yourself there. I have not been up to SNHU. Sorry, almost tripped over that one. But I have been to some other schools in New Hampshire. Great state up there. But what other statistics do you have for us here from the fall?
Oh, last semester we had up to 2 million unique viewers. As well as over 5 million unique watch minutes.
Which is crazy to think about in season 0 that we had that kind of a response from fans, from players, from coaches, from family. Is there anything else that the people should know?
We're just hoping to make the website as easy to use as possible and make it the best as we can.
All right. So in the future, folks, when you think of the website, Autumn is the face of that website. She likes to hide behind the cameras. We pull her out every once in a while. We're always glad when we can. Autumn, thank you for all of that information. I think we have Gabe coming up next if our producer wants to switch us over. Autumn, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Already joined now with Gabriel. Gabe, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you, Jim?
Not bad, not bad. Just enjoying some time here with all the NECC folks on the stream. So you are going to be talking with us tonight about the social media stuff that was going on with the NECC in the fall. But first, why don't you kind of give us a little bit of introduction about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Gabriel Costa. I'm a senior right now at Sacramento State, one of the first West Coast schools, actually. So it's been fun interning here just because I've kind of had to shift my schedule around towards an East Coast time. So being 3 hours behind is it's a little tricky, but I'm making it work.
There you go. Nothing wrong with making stuff work. That's my motto all the time. Make it work. As a TV producer, that's what you got to do. If something goes wrong, just make it work. Well, thank you for joining us on East Coast time. I'm in the Central time zone, so I have to go on East Coast time too. A little bit easier for me than you jumping in from the West Coast, though.
Yeah.
But tell us, social media presence for the NECC in the fall. You had a lot to do with that. So tell us about what was going on.
So when I came in, one of the first things that we wanted to do was really try to increase engagement and just kind of get people talking, right? Because a lot of what happens when people first start up is social media, everyone's just talking at you and not talking with you. So my first goal was to just try to create some sort of engagement with our fans, right? We have 60 plus schools, and the fact that we're not talking with people, we're not engaging, we're not trying to get them really communicating was a little disappointing. So we've been able to see a big increase in that, and a lot of that comes with just understanding who we are, what we do, and why we do it, right? As the NECC, everyone can see us as just, a collegiate esports conference. But the fact of the matter is that we want to help build this space up, right? We want to help build collegiate esports. We want to make sure that these schools are getting the support they need for the students, for the players, for the coaches, for the administrations, so that we can show people that this is where things are going, right? This is the future. This is where kids are going to be getting their scholarships from in 5 to 10 years. Some are already doing so, and so it's going to be even more amazing to see that in the future and how that can grow and how that can progress. And part of that is education, right? It's educating people on what we're doing, and getting people talking, right? So we have a lot of plans on moving forward with social media in one, trying to create a more engaging environment. So just anything we can to try to get people talking and talking with people and trying to understand where people stand right now, what people think are the issues, and how we as the NECC can help solve those issues moving forward. As well as we have a few plans in the works for some more educational content coming out, so we can talk more about, how can you approach your directors and administrators, so that you can get that program started at your school if you haven't already, or how can you improve that if you already have it there, right? And that all bubbles into social media, which is usually not what people think about when they think about just like Twitter or Instagram. But that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do right now with social media.
So, with everything that's going to happen in the spring, if you had to pick one thing that you're most excited about, what would it be?
I'm just excited to actually get to talk to people. I'm excited that people are that our name's getting out there. We had just recently people were tagging us in other posts and being like, "Hey, if you're not happy with this league, check out the NECC." And that's massive for us, right? That's such a compliment that people trust us, that people like us, and that people are willing to share us with others. And I'm most excited to see that continue to grow and see how we can continue to help this space grow.
All right, so let me ask, as you are the social media guru right now of the NECC, what do you think about our Twitch chat jumping up and down on people for the emotes and the caps over here? I'm seeing 4, 5, 6, 7 different messages getting called out for caps and emotes. Let me ask you about that one real quick.
God. I mean, we got to be honest here. Twitch chat is always another beast. You can moderate a lot of places. The two places that is most difficult to do is like Twitch and Reddit. I just don't want to touch those. But don't worry, guys. We'll try to free you. We'll try to free you if you're being pushed down by the bots here. We'll get something going.
We'll take Nightbot out back and show him who means business.
Exactly.
Gabriel, thank you so much for running us down on the social media from the fall and what's coming up in the future. We know we're going to have you back, and everybody follow Gabriel here on social media. I'm sure we've got a social media tag somewhere that our producer can put up, and if we don't, I'm sure our producer can make them and put them up by the end of the show. Gabriel, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to jump me back in with Jacob Van Ryn, and we are going to break down the schedule here for the spring. And I'll just fill time here as my producer swaps out the cameras and we bring Jacob back in. Looking at Twitch chat really quick. Just keep shouting out questions, guys. Our producer... All right, I was told I didn't know if the bumper was going to cut me off there. Keep shouting out questions into the Twitch chat. We will answer them all at the end of the night. I've got nothing else going on tonight, so I will answer questions until the cows come home if you guys keep asking them. Social media. But let's talk about the schedule. Let's talk about the schedule that we have coming up here in the spring. 5 games, 1 per night. Why don't you go ahead and run us through what the schedule is going to look like?
Yeah, thanks to Autumn and Gabriel, first of all, for their insight and what they're doing as well, and special thanks to Autumn for figuring that out in a short window, because he was thrown into a tough situation, but obviously fired up. She did a great job as always. 5 titles this semester, Jim. We talked about we're going Monday through Friday again. That's what we did last semester. It was popular. I'll be honest. We try to be good partners with other leagues. We want players to play as many leagues as make human possible sense for them. So it's not getting in the way of their studies. But if they want to play in 4 or 5 leagues and have a great experience, we want them to have that opportunity. We just want to be one of them. And that's why our schedule, quite frankly, comes out late, because we try to culminate basically everything else that's out there so that we can be respectful and get off dates if we need to for games. So without further ado, I guess people have probably seen it here and there. Mondays we'll be playing Rainbow Six. Tuesdays will be Rocket League evening. Wednesdays will be Valorant. Thursdays will be Overwatch, and then Friday will be Hearthstone. And again, those were done pretty deliberately. It'll be interesting to see a new title, obviously kicking things off on February 8th, which is the first day of a regular season with Rainbow Six. So that'll be a lot of fun. But that's our rundown. We're excited. I'll tell you, we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. People being very thankful and appreciative of like, hey, that's great that you're not doing that game on this date, so that we can play in that league or we can do something else. And as those that know us know, that's been our hallmark and something we've tried to do since day one.
And as a coach here at Upper Iowa, I love that because that means, like you were saying, we get to play multiple leagues. I will say that at Upper Iowa here, we will be kind of skewing toward the NECC and NE Knights that have an issue, as you guys have been really good to us. Really quick, big F in Twitch chat for our producer losing his Discord. Let me see, like 25 big Fs in chat there because, man, it was rough there for a hot second. All praise the producer. All praise the producer. So Jacob, so that means Tuesday night's going to be your big night then with Rocket League, huh? Going to be a big night for you?
I mean, every night's a big night for me. It's just a matter of whether I know what's going on or not. And that's always 50-50, Jim, quite frankly. But that's why I'm really appreciative of our great group of casters. Obviously thankful to have you be a part of our outstanding group that provides the commentary on a nightly basis. Because I learn something every night. I really don't know much about these titles. I really don't know much about the gaming world, quite frankly. But our team of casters is awesome in terms of saying why players did that, why they thought they did that, the strategy behind the game, the map, the competition, whatever. So we're definitely fired up. Quite frankly, I've never seen a Rainbow Six competition at all. So Monday night can't get here soon enough. I know that our team. We're excited for that. The way, Jim, we come up with our titles, quite frankly, is we survey our community and we ask our coaches and directors what games they want to see us play. So that's based off their feedback. And there was a demand for Rainbow Six. And I know you're going to speak a little bit later with Chase DeWitt, who's been instrumental in terms of that organization of that title. But we're really looking forward to that. And then obviously bringing back wildly popular Valorant and Overwatch and then Hearthstone, which will be fun as well.
Yeah, polling the coaches, polling the players, and still no classic StarCraft Brood War. I see how it is. I see how it is. Y'all just afraid of me. Y'all just afraid of me. I see how it is.
We got to get more than one to get in the league, my friend.
Talking about going into our games, we will jump right into it. I believe Hearthstone is the one we're going to talk about first. My producer's going to tell me if I'm right about that. And of course I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. Hashtag Coach Jim is wrong. But it will be Chase DeWitt joining me to talk about Rainbow Six here as soon as we get the cameras swapped. And yes, Logs and Trees, StarCraft is lit. I'm aware. And all the hashtag. Go for it, man. Go for the bumper. I don't mind. Alrighty, so we're on with Chase DeWitt here, high school sophomore Chase DeWitt. He's gonna grow facial hair eventually. No, I'm just making fun of you, Chase. My bad. But no, our expert right now on Rainbow Six. Chase, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm hurting a little bit from that roast though, so I think I'll recover at some point here. Thank you so much for having me, by the way.
Of course. Somebody had to talk about Rainbow Six because I don't know anything about it. I want to learn, and you're going to teach me. Chase, walk us through the basics of the game.
Basics of Rainbow Six. It is a 5v5 competitive shooter. Essentially, teams take turns defending and attacking a certain. There are different objectives on certain maps, right? So we have 7 playable maps for the season. These are standard competitive maps: Villa, Chalet, or not Chalet, Villa, Consulate. These are maps that any competitive Rainbow Six player would have seen. You'll know them very well by the end of the season here, and they'll be taking turns attacking and defending, similar to how, say, CS:GO kind of runs. There's no respawns. If the attackers win by defusing the bomb instead of planting the bomb, right? They kind of switch it up a bit that way, or eliminating all of the defenders, and the defenders win by eliminating all the attackers and stopping them from doing that, right? There are a wide variety of different operators that can be used that all have different abilities. So if you're familiar with Valorant, you'll kind of get a nice sort of call to that. They're not superhumans, granted, so they're more mechanical when it comes to their abilities. Everybody but the ability to go through walls, that is that is available to a few of them.
There you go. And Chase, I apologize. I asked the other people we brought on to introduce themselves a little bit, and I forgot to do that with you. Please introduce yourself.
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
it's
bit here
good.
for
The
the
game's
stream.
far more interesting than myself. My name's Chase DeWitt. I am the coach at Lincoln Land Community College. I'm the head of the program over there, as well as an assistant coach over at St. Ambrose University. I have been in the competitive Rainbow Six scene for a lot shorter of a time than I would like, only about 6 months since COVID kind of kicked up and my competitive Smash career got shafted. I help out with a variety of T3 and T4 communities in the Rainbow Six scene, and I do commentary in my spare time. So it's a little bit. I also like long walks on the beach. So those are my. That's
I
kind of my
had to
history.
ask you for an introduction. You had to drop St. Ambrose. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you're gonna drop an Iowa school on this stream right now, it's got to be Upper Iowa. I'm just saying.
Hey,
be Upper
bee
Iowa.
sports, man. Fighting bees, man.
There were plans before COVID. For anyone who doesn't know, down in Davenport, there was a brand new VR lounge that went in about 8 months before COVID hit. There were plans for a peacock fighting bee duel down there, and it all
Oh,
went.
really?
It all went to it. The coach changed, and then COVID hit. So I want to get down there. The peacocks want to come down and play the fighting bees. We
Oh,
want to see
heck
what's
yeah.
up.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think that VR Center is unfortunately closed, but we definitely have a fantastic arena to be able to compete in. So I would definitely.
Did it close or just COVID close?
I don't know about that finances previously, but between the flood and COVID happening, anything in downtown kind of got hit pretty hard in Davenport.
Shortest living VR lounge ever.
They were open for 2 years.
Were they? It didn't seem that long. It didn't seem that long. No, it was a nice. I hopefully they can come back. They were nice guys down there. Okay, so moving right along then. So you told us a little bit about the game. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the rule set we're going to be using here in the NECC?
Right. So if you are familiar with any sort of competitive rule sets for Rainbow Six Siege, this is not going to be news to you. I know some people are asking in different channels in the Discord and chat here about the rule sets. It's all the same. Any sort of like cosmetics and things are not going to be allowed outside of the pilot program, skins, any sort of the esports skins that are kind of tailor made to be able to be played at this level. These will be played in best of 3 formats, 4 matches. And like I said, 7 maps. You have theme park all the way through villa. So it's pretty similar to anything that you'll be seeing at a competitive high level. So yeah, that's nothing new. No news there when it comes to it.
All right. I don't want to keep you here too long, but let me ask, what about Rainbow Six coming to the NECC has you most excited?
Oh man, I'm really excited to kind of see the NECC come to the collegiate space of Rainbow. There are a limited amount of leagues that currently play. CR6 is one of them, but there are facet events, but there isn't a lot of overall collegiate support for the game. So the NECC picking up, it's going to be a very big boon for the collegiate scene. I'm hoping to see a lot more colleges see the success from the NECC and decide to invest into it themselves.
Well, there we go. There you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. NECC trying to break this one open, try to make it bigger on the college scene. Gabriel, thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us a little bit of a rundown there. Sorry about the roast at the beginning. It was just too easy. Too easy.
And my name's Chase.
Gabriel was the other. See, once again, hashtag Jim is wrong. Hashtag Coach Jim is wrong. All day. Hashtag
you had to put the second roast in there, right? That's all it is.
Second roast, yeah. No, so let me try again. Chase, thank you. Your name was on a different line in the line.
Oh, it's perfectly okay. No worries about it.
Chase DeWitt.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions too about it, feel free to hit me up. I go as Booker on Discord, so you can just feel free to shoot me a DM. I try to respond as quickly as possible.
Wow, I'm just looking terrible tonight. Chase, thank you for making the stream better after I threw it in the tank. My producer right now is telling me what game we'll be talking about next. It looks like it will be Valorant coming up next. So we will say a goodbye to Chase, not Gabriel, but to Chase. But I think he's going to hang around. If you have any Rainbow Six questions, he'll be around later to answer those questions. I think he's hanging around. If he's not, we can just spam some more. Coach Jim is wrong. And we're actually going to be going to clips of the top 5 Valorant plays from the fall. So enjoy those, and we'll be right back.
Angles. Rocks. Oh my word, the spray down. DCMH, Chris, FTW, and Bobic. 4 players all together, but Darian says, no, I'm going to get some kills of my own here. Oh, that's a third one for him, but bomb is about to go off, and there's no hope for Kuma as the 4K comes out for Darian. Kill of the game as Vortex went down at the hands of Surfield Main, pushing through that smoke. Usain's going to get taken out by Derek's spot there. Derek going to pick up a third, and that's going to be second round for Becker College.
And I know that you love to see that fantastic race play that you over
33 armor, and he's going to rotate towards screens. He hears Breach stomping around upstairs. Doesn't know Kuma's lagging behind, so he knows that they're trying to push site here. Dongle peeking. We know he's in screens, but those guys do not. So they're looking around, and that's going to be a double kill ace there for Rux.
What an impressive play, and how massive nade there, like you said, massive.
Brandon was hiding that smoke there, and she's not going to be able to see anything because they all TP'd off. Jet's going to be behind them, though. This quick flank from Jet could end up being the difference between the game. Quick kill on site, Aero grabbing 1. We've got 2 behind you. Aero grabbing 2, Aero grabbing 3.
I could not have made that
Are
easier.
you kidding me? Aero! Where was that the first half? Where was that the first half?
Oh my goodness.
Nice shots coming out. He kind of missed the first one. He's going to miss all 3. Just a little accidental play. Derek grabbing Epic Evan, so the lurk is down. And now they've got Blue Light in heaven. He's going to be challenging these guys, and hopefully Smoke doesn't go down in time for this to happen. Cypher turns away. It's a 1v2 here. He goes down, the flash comes out. The 2 down, and Luke Light what a play from Blue Light. Nice ace.
My
Wow.
goodness, Caleb.
All right, and now I am here with Michael Martinez. He's going to be talking about Valorant. But first, let's talk about those 5 plays we just saw. Which one of those was your favorite?
Definitely number 1, the ace there, sealing it off perfectly. I think that was one of our top plays of the season, and I love that we get to see it again.
Great play. So, Michael, break it down for us. For those who don't know Valorant, kind of give us the intro on what Valorant is.
Yeah, so the NECC is happy to announce that we're going to be playing Valorant again this season. It is a 5v5 competitive first-person shooter. And essentially, the format is a search and destroy style format where one team is the attacking side, one team is the defending side, and they play to first to 13 rounds. So I'm happy to inform you guys that we have 14 signups completed for this semester for Valorant, and we are also looking for more teams to sign up. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit those sign-up forms and make sure you guys are getting your teams in. I did see one thing in the chat earlier today about preseason play. Preseason play is going to start on the 28th. It is not mandatory whatsoever. Preseason play is solely for those teams who want to be evaluated essentially and put into our different divisions based on the skill ranking of that team. So thank you for that question in chat.
You know, Michael, I'm going to get back to letting you talk about it. I just wanted to point out, there's some people in chat calling you out, man. They're saying, wow, that Michael guy's hot. So I'm just Hypheria just calling you out there. Maybe you can
love the hair.
Gotta love the hair.
That's
straight out of the 90s.
For sure.
Straight out of the 90s, that hair. Okay, so what rule set will the NECC be using here in the spring with Valorant?
Yeah, so most of our rules from the fall are going to transfer over to the spring semester. There were a couple of tweaks that we're going after. Since Valorant is an updating game, it comes up with new maps and new agents every single season. So one of the things we had a problem with last semester, which we're going to continue with the rules that we have set for this semester, is the 2-week notice for any new agents or maps that are coming in. So I don't know if you guys follow Valorant, but Yoru is a new agent in Valorant that has come out on the 12th, I believe. So he will be available to play on the 26th, which means you guys will be able to use him in preseason play if you decide to opt into that. So that is one of the rules that has carried over from the fall, and we're looking forward to interacting with in the next season.
All right. Speaking of the fall, Valorant, one of the championships I was calling it with Caleb Gloob. So And if anybody's wondering, I'm saying his name wrong. Always, every time. No respect for that man. The CEO agrees with me. No respect for Caleb Glube. So me and Caleb Glube, we were calling that one. Did you happen to see the Valorant finals in the fall?
I did. I was watching, and they were pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you think about the ending on that one?
Ooh, I don't know. It was pretty dicey. I liked how it went to more games than it should have. I personally think, but we got to keep ourselves on our toes for this next season.
Definitely went a couple more than it needed. Me and Caleb had a great time calling it, though. Anybody has questions for Michael? I think will be sticking around, so we'll have the Q&A afterward. So if you want him back on so you can check out his great hair some more, make sure you have questions about Valorant for Michael later. Michael, I did it again. I forgot about your introduction. We just got off the highlights. Completely again mouthed up the introduction. So before we leave, why don't you go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so you guys obviously know me. I'm Michael Martinez. I went to Becker College. I recently graduated in 2020. Right now, I am doing the digital media team for the NECC. So anything digital, social media, videos, those top fives that you guys see, all go through me. And we create the content that you guys are seeing daily. And one of the things I also am helping Caleb with is actually producing the show. So all the stream overlays, graphics, anything that you guys see, hopefully for Rocket League, we're going to have a quick update this season for those overlays. But all of that stuff is done through the digital media team. So
there we go. So if you guys like what you just saw there on the top five, that's the man you have to thank for it. Michael, thank you for being here. Like I said, we're going to try to get you some questions for later for you to answer. But moving right along, my producer's about to tell me what game we're about to see the top 5 clips for Overwatch from the fall. So we will throw you to those and be right back with talking about Overwatch.
Thanks, Jim.
As they push through. Oh, and we do have. No, excuse me. I thought we had a switch right there, but we do not.
Is okay right now. It's Uncivil World and Sacred End just trying to click some heads right now, hanging out by their Zenyatta, knowing that they have to both deal damage and keep their support safe. That's their entire job. Very early Baptiste window from Frosty. Comba is at 29%. That's an impressive flex right there. And it looks like it's got to pay off.
Cloud's got to be careful about those symmetric turrets, though. Lots of damage is being done. Reinhardt goes down. Cloud half health. May using her ice block to contest for as long as possible. Symmetra also contesting. Baptiste also contesting, trying to get as many percentages on point as possible. Winston's back, and they're just going to continue to try to stagger on point to get as much as they can contested. Using Primal to try to stay alive here and basically keep the point going. Reinhardt now back, and they can just keep contesting this point as long as they touch it. Great fortify by Orisa there, stopping Reinhardt from charging onto point and keeping them off point so they can take possession here. 61% to 6% moving forward. Hawking
3 points on control. And in the end, I mean, we know exactly what play this is. Second round of Oasis. Boops won. Don't worry. He's getting right back up there. And he's going to find both tanks. And look at his ultimate on the bottom of your screen. Up to 41% in the first 15 seconds of the round. That's an incredible play from Trax on Lucio.
The pick on the Hanzo. Free playing very, very aggressive to get the pick on the Ashe. Reinhardt being separated from his team now. It looks like Howard's going to take over there. Mercy comes.
Not sure where this one's going to lead them, but it looks like the Shatter comes through. Doesn't quite find the Orisa with her staying up. The Reinhardt is unable to close the distance onto the front line. Icy just looking around, trying to cleave through these shields and do as much damage onto Flash Fatal as he can. This Steve Bomb flying in after the Immortality Field. Finds 6! Everyone is down on the side of Illinois Wesleyan.
My God, that was unbelievable. My God.
So I'm not going to Caroline Shaw. Caroline, I'm not going to forget about introductions on this one. Third time's the charm. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the stream before I start in with the questions?
Yeah, sure thing. So my name is Caroline Shaw. I am an intern at the NECC on the operations team. Working behind the scenes on a lot of things, setting up the season. I'm also a player in the NECC. I'm the captain of Northern Essex Community College's Overwatch team. who were actually the first Challengers Division champions last semester. So shout out to us.
Subtle,
also-
subtle brag right there. Can we get hashtag subtle brag in the chat?
But yeah, so I'm pretty knowledgeable about the game, and I'm having a really good time so far being part of the team.
Well, great. All right. So, as we've had people doing, for those who don't know about Overwatch, why don't you kind of break the game down for us here?
Yeah, so Overwatch is basically a 6v6 first-person shooter, largely team-based. There's 3 different game modes. There's a basically King of the Hill, where 2 teams fight over a control point. There's a escort where teams push a payload, try to get to the end, see who gets the farthest. There's also control points where an attacking team attacks a control point. After they get that, they go to the second point. Meanwhile, the defenders obviously try to defend. And then there's also hybrid, which is a hybrid between the last 2. There's, oh gosh, I forget how many. There's, what is it, 32 net?
I think it's
Yeah, there's
more than
like
23. Our producer
Yeah.
says there's 23 heroes. I think it's a little bit more than
Yeah, I was
23.
gonna say, I think it's like 31 or 2 heroes now. We put abilities in 3 different, basically categories of tank, DPS, and support.
Real quick, we get some hashtag producer is wrong in the chat. So a team like yours, you know, Challenger Victors, you guys probably never had to worry about overtime. The Peacocks, on the other hand, live in overtime. Too many of our matches, the entirety of it takes place in overtime because we can't push a payload during the regular time. Hopefully, we'll be able to showcase some of that in the NECC in the spring. So that was the introduction to the game. Why don't you tell us about how the rule set is going to work in the NECC here in the spring?
Yeah, so actually, after I'm done here, Noah Meadows is going to come on and actually talk more about the rule set and maps, kind of lobby settings, and all the technicals of that. But I did want to touch for a second on, I know in the Twitch that there had been questions about placement tourneys and divisions. So I can talk personally about Overwatch for that since I've been mainly in charge of setting that up myself. Placement tournaments are basically to get a better idea of teams' true skill ratings. Obviously, each team will have a certain SR that they compete at, which is the number of their skill ratings in the game. But we also know that some teams compete above that rating when they're in a team environment in these tournaments. So, and we are going to have 3 divisions this year since we do have so many teams. Right now we have 28 confirmed teams, plus the more.
Our producer just said maybe 4 divisions. Maybe 4
Possibly
divisions.
4 divisions if we get enough teams that calls for that.
Although he's telling me he doesn't know what we're going to name them because he ran out of he ran out of being inventive. So hey, you know, we've got champions, challengers. If anybody else has names for leagues and divisions, throw them in the chat. We'll take any recommendations right now because our producer fell asleep at the button. So, but getting back to Caroline here, Caroline, sorry, I completely interrupted you there. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Yeah, and placements, which is our preseason, is optional this year, although obviously playing in them will have a better chance to prove yourself. For example, if you play at a gold level, but you think that you can compete with high plats or low diamonds and you want to be in the league above and you think that's a better fit for you, this is a great chance to prove it.
All right.
Because we want everyone to have a great season where they're not just continually losing or continually rolling other teams.
And you know, one of the things I love about the NECC is that they break it down by division. As you were saying, it makes it more competitive overall, and there's more winners. And let's be honest, everybody loves winners. If you've only got 1 division, you've only got 1 winner. If you got 4 divisions, you got 4 winners. Why not? Why not have 4 winners? Make everybody happy. Caroline, hopefully you're sticking around. Maybe there are going to be some Overwatch questions later. We'd love for you to be able to answer them. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for walking us through Overwatch here. And we're excited for Overwatch in the spring, and we're excited to watch you guys play Overwatch in the spring.
Thank you very much.
All right, I think we're going to be going to our top 5 Rocket League highlights.
Actually, we're going to have Noah come in and talk a little bit more about the rules for
Fair.
Overwatch.
Okay, well then I'm wrong. Who knew?
Jim is
Who
wrong.
knew? Who knew that the hashtag Coach Jim is wrong was going to happen again? Who knew? Not me, that's for sure.
Camera is on.
Let me tell you, folks, if you guys could hear all of the cursing coming from my producer, you'd be surprised we're still on the air. But joining me now is Noah Madowitz. Noah's going to talk a little bit more about the rule set for Overwatch here in the spring.
For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Noah Madowitz. I'm a junior at Champlain College and a coach for the Champlain College Overwatch team. And now I'm an intern here, so I'm really happy to be here. And I'll be talking more about just what actually is happening over the season, because while we're going to start with the tournament, we're going to move into the leagues and the divisions. So I can talk about that real quick. By popular demand, I'll just start with this. There is no more Paris. There is no more Horizon. That means that those maps are gone from the map pool. We will not be playing them, as people were not a fan of those maps last season. Sorry.
But Noah, what will we complain about now?
I'm sure they'll complain. Find something to complain about.
What will we complain about without Paris and Horizon? What will we complain about?
They'll be the next tier of the worst maps people will complain about, and then those will get banned.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Twitch chat. Okay, so go ahead though. So those two maps are out, and talk about all the other rule changes then.
Sounds good. There are some rule changes. As of recently, there's been a decent amount of controversy around smaller leagues having a Smurf account problems, where people are on accounts that are not theirs, or they're on a second account and the SR average is lower. So we just want to make sure that there are strict penalties for people who are going to try and ruin the integrity of our leagues, as that behavior is entirely unacceptable. There has also been a couple other rule changes. Playoffs, people said that the ban system was a little funky. So we're going to be changing that so that it's not funky and it's a little easier to do and just a little better.
All right. I'm going to jump over my soapbox here real quick, and hopefully my producer doesn't cut me off. People, smurfing is wrong. If you're good enough to smurf and destroy people, have some integrity. Play on your own account. Play well on your own account. Make it rain. You don't need to be on a Smurf account to look good if you're that good. So just that's my 2 seconds right there on my soapbox. I apologize.
No, you're totally fine.
So no, I've given everybody else a platform here. You mentioned Champlain. Do you want to talk about Champlain a little bit? Just plug the school.
That's great. Sure, I'll talk about Champlain for a bit. Champlain is an interesting college. We're in Burlington, Vermont, right on the lake. We're a school with about 2,000 people, but we managed to put together like a damn fine Overwatch team. And
I don't know if you're allowed to say "damn fine" on Twitch.
My producer is not happy. I will apologize for using the word that starts with D.
Damn fine. That's the one you're apologizing
for? Something like that. Damn fine.
Damn fine. Damn fine.
But I'm really happy with what we put together. I'm really proud of my players, especially last semester. We finished third in the league, and then we finished third, fourth in playoffs as well. So I'm really proud of my players and how well they performed in the NECC. So hopefully we make a repeat performance and we move up the standings.
There you go. And we are looking forward to more of Champlain here in the spring. I think I called one of your guys' matches for Overwatch.
I believe you did.
I might have. I think I did. I think you guys won. I'm not sure, but I think you guys might have won. My producer's about to tell me what's next because my copy of the script got lost somewhere with my dignity. My script got lost. It looks like top 10 Rocket League clips from the fall will be coming up, so we'll jump to those. Thank you for being with us, Noah.
Thank you very much for having me, Jim.
Dumps, but Koi Boy's there to clear. Nobody, they're following it up for NTC as KW continues their attack. Open net. Brodell takes the shot. Diversity cleans up Lightning 4-1.
And what a massive shot as Bro.
And I'd love to see Hood work on their rotations. I think a big part of what we've seen today, why these teams have been so effective. Oh my word, Land gonna pull through with the aerial here, slots it in between people. We'll go back to what they need to do, but let's just appreciate this goal for a second.
I mean, tap-a-roo, ball, get in your home. What a goal.
Followed up, U-Calls goes a little past it. Rimmel finds U-Calls, but a great contest there from Cameron. Cameron finds a little smudge in the middle. Not able to do so. All three players from Becker College were right in the middle. Drew trying to put one on net and is able to do so. What an angle there. You'll see Mountain Drew here coming up on the right side. Puts it off the back wall. Isn't able to find that angle, but is able to find that one and sneaks it in from a tight angle. That was very nice. Well done.
And his coach didn't get any, so he left him out of that first game, but now he thought better and put his goal scorer in the game, and Perfecto, I mean, makes a mistake there, but still, big advantage for Becker College.
They're still up 2-0 here, and whether or not they're full on tacos or not, I mean, really, they're still gonna continue to make shots on net. Yokel's gonna walk away with this one, and again, we're back to a 3-goal lead for everyone off of Becker.
It's very impressive, and Yokel's just, and you know what, plays off the top center, almost off the backboard, just hops up in the air, little redirect in the air, and puts it in the bottom of the net. It's a massive goal.
Over and over again, we continue to show why Becker is just such a resilient team here. They've only allowed, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the only goal in 2 games here. Oh my god, they're going to slot in another one. 5-1. Just continuing to play really well. I'm being informed they have scored a couple here in the series, but really, I mean, but their defense has been pretty much picture perfect. The boost steal there out at midfield is such a heads-up play. Oh, but unfortunately, the demo in the middle is going to leave this one open, and Taco's going to open it up for his team.
Talk about, what about Taco able to just put that in the corner? Wow. And again, we talk about the meta. It shows up, and it's a 1-2 lead.
I mean, if you use the demos correctly, like you said. Oh, both teams fighting for their series here.
And right now, here it is. Here's an open get, and it's in! CMU comes from 2 down to do a reverse sweep and win this match. Are you kidding me?
Rotations are starting to break here for St. Ambrose. I need them to refocus if they want to continue this series.
They have to keep their endurance up. As you said, they played so well all game long. They've just let in 1 goal, but there's the second. Vitali, the absolute menace from game number 1, coming back here in game number 3 and trying to send SAU home.
DC, they're starting to get an offense built together here.
Wow, yeah, and they're going for another goal! Wildfire scores the second goal of the game! This pass play was insane. They took it from left side, over mid, off of Vitali's backflip, and they just back and forth that all the way into the goal.
And then just a mistouch, and Apollo went a little too far, but Heads carrying it in himself, getting an assist there as Vaca tees it up and swings pretty much.
You've got to be kidding me. Heads did basically everything he could there to just kind of go, hey, here, I'm going to put this on a platter for you. Vitali with what is one of the hardest reads. If you've ever tried playing Rocket League and getting those reads off the corner where they roll down like that, it's a whole lot harder than it looks. But with a pinch in the middle, are you kidding me?
Look at the pass here. Wildfire dropping it right into Vitali. The 3-piece, everyone getting their hands on that play. Oh my goodness, a true piece of art.
All right, we are back. I'm here with Bass from the past. We had the producer put up the poll in chat. What is Bass's first name? 140 votes or 150 points for Ethan, 10 points for Oliver. So Oliver Bass, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Oliver Bass, Bass from the past. I am a Rocket League caster who's been working in the scene for quite a while now, and I've been blessed to be able to be a part of the Necc for its, not inaugural season, we'll call it season 0, and now what will be our inaugural season. It has been an absolute blast so far, and the fact that we're just getting such an amazing response here after what was a very, very fun first season is just, I mean, it's awesome. I'm so excited for our next season here, Jim.
Once again, Hyperia in the Twitch chat calling out the hotties. So some love from Hyperia coming your way, Bass. So Bass, you're here to talk about Rocket League. Kind of for those who don't know, after watching those 10 clips, for those who don't know, kind of run us through Rocket League.
All right, well, Rocket League in its basic sense is car soccer. That is the best way to describe it to someone who doesn't really know what it is. It is basically soccer, but you're playing with cars, and the cars can jump and boost and do with that what they may. It's crazy to see with such a simple concept how there are so many players who are able to make these incredible highlights like you saw. When you see people going off the ceiling, passing into their teammate, and then pinching it directly into goal, it doesn't really seem like it's, just car soccer, but that's how good these players are. They really are another level, and collegiate esports in itself is just such a fun scene to watch, especially in Rocket League, where some of the pros are a little bit more predictable. This is a wild ride. You got to strap in and wait to see what highlights arise, and there always are a ton. Rocket League was such a fun game last season, and I think this season it's going to be even better, as like you said, this game from the outside in, I mean, it's pretty simple to get a hold of. Like I said, car soccer. So for everybody that's coming into the league that's new, that's watching us on ESTV and all of the other places that we stream, it's an absolute blast for them to finally get into an esport, look at it from the outside in and go, this is something I understand, and it's something that is entertaining and super enjoyable. So I'm just excited for this next season, Jim.
All right, I'm going to call out Twitch chat again real quick. Logs and Trees in there saying he's going to have to send some clips in this season so he can make the top 10. I think you got absolutely robbed, Logs and Trees. Robbed. Calling your games in the fall was great. It was fun to watch. So yeah, start clipping during preseason, man. We want them all. I'll make sure they get in there. I'll throw some weight around, Hashtag Coach Jim throws his weight. There's enough of it, that's for sure. So Bass, go ahead here. Tell us, are there going to be any rule changes going from the fall to the spring?
Well, not necessarily distinct rule changes that'll be super, noticeable to a lot of the players, but one of the bigger things that we're doing is we're going to expand the amount of divisions and the amount of tiers, more or less, is what we'll call them, that are going to happen. We're going to have a much bigger league here, as the amount of schools have gone way, way up. If you guys didn't know, we're at over 60 schools total for the league, and many, many of those schools are going to be putting in Rocket League teams, multiple teams for certain schools as well. So if you guys thought that the action was close last season, get ready. We're going to have so many more teams ready to play for you guys, and it's going to be divided by the coast. So if you're on the West Coast, get ready. You're going to be playing on the best servers possible for you guys on West servers, rather than going all the way across the East. And East players, you won't be forced on the West servers no more either. So both of you guys should be absolutely rejoice as we expand this league and really grow it all together. And I'm just excited. Like I said, I'm excited for this season, but I'm also excited for the future, as we're going to only grow further from here.
Man, Bass calling it out. West Coast, West Coast, best server. If you disagree, throw it in the chat, guys. What's the best server? Let's see it in the chat. Bass, are you going to be? I'm trying to recall here. I was laughing at Twitch chat. Somebody said neither coast. Will you be calling games in the spring?
Absolutely. I'm going to be working behind the scenes in the booth altogether, everything all around, and I'm going to hopefully be bringing in some new casters for all of you guys to enjoy as well. I've been very blessed, and I've had the chance to get into a lot of the bigger systems within Rocket League, some of the RLCS teams, and some of the professional casters that are out there, and hopefully I can bring in a whole new casting staff for all of you guys to enjoy. And I know I've said it a million times here. I probably sound like a broken record. I'm excited for all of the new improvements that we're going to bring into this league and into this next season for Rocket League. I really do think we got something special here, and it's absolutely just going to keep going up and up and up from here.
Man, just trying to replace me at every turn. I see how it is. Lovely Lure, what's up? You asked to be noticed. What's up? So my producer's about to tell me what we're going to next as my computer tries to kill itself. So, Mr. Producer, where are we going next? Are we skipping the fifth game? Okay, it looks like we might skip the fifth segment here, as our producer has no idea what's going on, but it looks like we're going to bring Jacob back in. Bass from the past, aka Oliver Bass, thank you for joining us here. Stick around. They will probably have some Rocket League questions, and Logs and Trees might be asking you for a few pointers there. as Logs and Trees needs all the pointers he can get, as we all know, watching him play in the fall. Bass, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so my producer forgot about it, but I didn't forget. I don't even have the script, but I'm still here. So Hearthstone will be the final game of the spring for the NECC. It's a card game, collectible card game that's all digital online. So similar to like a Magic the Gathering, but definitely different rule set. But that will be what we have going for our 5th game here in the spring. Jacob, a card game coming to the NECC. What do you think about that?
I'm excited about it. I know very little about it, not surprisingly, but I'm excited about it. There's been a good response from people. It's definitely in a lot of the conversations we've had with schools, Jim. Quite frankly, a lot of schools are like, I have a couple players, right? I don't think it's a massive like a Rocket League or an Overwatch or something like that. But a lot of schools have been like, that's awesome. We have a couple guys or a couple girls that play. So we're fired up about that. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
People are asking, where are we getting all of these cameras from? The producer is awesome. Let's put it that way. Everything he knows, he learned from me, but the producer doing work in the back, bringing all the cameras in and out. I think on that last poll I saw East win 85%. So East Coast servers better than West Coast servers. How's everybody doing? If you disagree, whatever. You were wrong. But me and Jacob are here. I think our producer's telling me we're getting ready to go into the Q&A. Shout them out, guys, girls, people of all ages. We'll answer whatever questions you got. You guys know me. I have no shame. So throw them out. We will have a list that we have compiled over the course of the broadcast. But I'm here all night. If you guys want to keep asking questions, I'll keep answering them. And I'm sure Jacob will have fun answering them as well. And if we need one of our analysts, one of our experts to come back, we will bring them back as well. So our producer is about to tell me what the first question on the list we captured earlier was.
First question: any plans for a 1v1 Rocket League championship? I think we'll do something with that. There seems to be a pretty strong desire for that. I know our guy Logs and Trees in chat, Jim, you know pretty well. He'd love to see that. So I think that's something we can explore. We did, those that know, we did a standalone Rocket League tournament this past December. It went over really well. It was well received. So I think later this spring, Jim, we'll look into something like that. Absolutely.
Look at Jacob Van Ryn calling out Twitch chat like a pro. Look at him go for it. Hashtag Jacob the Pro. Mr. Producer Man, do we have a second question on that list? Producer trying to find the unmute button on his mic. We'll see if he can find it today.
I guess I'm going to start asking the questions. How does preseason affect the regular season for Valorant specifically? Is there preseason option required? We did answer this before, but we want a little bit more clarification on it.
All right, so preseason, no effect on regular season except for what division you will play in. So, if you think you're going to be in the top division, opt out. Just say, yep, we're going to be in the top division, put us in the top division, and if you get steamrolled, that's on you. But if you participate in the preseason, you will get ranked according to where you fall in the preseason, and you will most likely be in a division that will be competitive for your team. Jacob's nodding along, but if he wants to tell me I'm wrong, hashtag Coach Jim is wrong always. Jacob can tell me I'm wrong.
No, really well said, Jim. You said it better than I could have, quite frankly. Yeah, it's really for the players. A lot of schools use it as a preseason tournament type opportunity. We use it to gauge where we think you fit best in our divisional structure. So it's important to us, but especially with a lot of schools staggering their return to campuses nationwide and into Canada, it's certainly not mandatory. I will say we've definitely made some improvements for this coming semester with staggering the days between. Last semester, we just did it consecutive days, which got a little dicey just in terms of scheduling, as we do with everything. We like to provide as much opportunity for teams to be able to have their schedule with as much time as possible. So the fact that we're doing 5 days basically between day 1 and day 2 of placements for each of our 5 titles, I think that'll be better, but definitely not mandatory. But as Jim said accurately, it will help us hopefully place you in the proper division for a more competitive experience throughout the course of the year.
All right, Mr. Producer, Twitch chat has said your mic is a little low. If you could fix that, they would be appreciative. I'm grabbing a question straight out of Twitch chat now. I know you all had around 30 teams last semester, but how many players did you have in total? Any stats on how many players were men, women, non-binary? My producer is going to look up information on that. We're going to come back to that, lovely. So we're not ignoring that question. I just don't have that number on me. So we're going to get those numbers in the back. Somebody's punching up a computer. Monkeys are turning a wheel. Hamsters are running on something. We're going to get that number for you in just a little bit. I saw another question in Twitch chat, though. That one was, when does the season start for Rocket League? Placements will be the week of the 25th of January, but I believe February 2nd will be Rocket League first date. No, I'm getting a no. Once again, hashtag Coach Jim is wrong. So Jacob Van Rin's going to tell us when we are starting Rocket League.
February 8th is our first week of regular season. That's a Monday, so Rocket League will begin playing Tuesday, February the 9th. 9-week regular season every Tuesday throughout the course of the semester. Playoffs to follow.
I tried. I knew it was February. I tried, and yet failed once again.
Oh, good.
So keep shout out the questions, people.
Next question. How is seeding decided in general for playoffs, regular season, etc.? For Valorant and all games, do you take previous season performance into account?
I'll answer this, Jim. It's based on your record in that current semester. So previous semesters, previous seasons will not have any effect on your seeding. As we discussed, all games will have a 9-week regular season. We'll take into consideration your record over that 9 weeks. We're excited, obviously, with the additional divisions. The fact that I think we're going to have really competitive divisions, top to bottom, and we're excited about that. So that is just like sort of traditional sports we talk about. You are based on your record during the regular season. That is your seed in the postseason tournament.
I'm gonna jump in on this next question. Sorry, Jim. Just because I've been really integral. My name's Caleb Glooby on the back end. How are you guys addressing the finals issue with scheduling this season? Last season, Valorant finals were held back 2 to 3 hours, which may have affected the players' energy levels and mental ability. This has actually been something we figured out for a long, long time, and we've been working for a while now. The main goal with our finals is to have them on a way better, more consistent schedule for our teams, as well as not switching between games from day to day. Last semester, we switched from Madden to Valorant, then we switched from Rocket League, Overwatch, and League of Legends all on the Saturday and Sunday. So this semester, what we're going to be doing is each finals is going to have its own night and it's going to have its own time, and we're going to have a little bit longer time slots so that we can have the ability to move a little bit more in between. But other than that, there's not much more. The next question, though, I know you all had around 30 teams last semester, but how many players did you have in total? We did get this. I've got a little bit of more information now from the staff team. We've got a little over 600 players from our teams, 30 schools last semester. We had a little bit more in terms of teams, a little over 500 players. We don't know exactly gender this semester, but we're looking to have more information on that in the future.
And there we go. Caleb, so you're telling me that I won't have to stick around till 2 a.m. calling Valorant with you this semester? Because that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Awesome. If anybody stayed with us till 2, 3, 4 a.m., whatever time zone you were in, if you stuck with us to the end of Valorant in the fall during the championships, you had a good time. I believe that was our most watched championship in the fall.
It was that was really fun, and I respect the question, and as Caleb addressed it really well. We have paid a lot of attention to that. We will be increasing time between matches, and we have gone to the single night, sort of single title per night format. But that was a lot of fun. I think we got a little bit lucky, quite frankly, by the fact that the finals was made up of 2 teams that were in California. So we had that, we had that time difference a little bit, but that turned out to be a really fun night. And thanks to everybody that was with us that night. Thanks to everybody that, that stuck with us. And that issue has been addressed, and it has been heard loud and clear.
Guys, remember, just keep shouting out the questions in Twitch chat. We'll stay all night. We'll keep Jacob up past his bedtime if we have to. Mr. Producer, do you have anything else on your list?
Yeah, Jim, what games do you play and what games do you enjoy the most?
Love
Me personally, what games do I play?
I love it.
Question Coach Jim. Competitively, the original StarCraft Brood War. from 20 years ago. So if anybody has an ancient computer, they could feel free to jump on StarCraft Brood War. You might see me on there from time to time on the re-release that Blizzard put out. Otherwise, I enjoy League of Legends. I'm not great at it, but I enjoy it. Swain support, baby. Swain main. Swain for president. Yes, Jacob.
Jim, I have a question for you when you're done. Sorry.
Okay. Wow. He's raising his hand like he's not my boss or something.
I didn't want to be rude.
But no, otherwise, I like grand strategy games. Crusader Kings, Civilization, Stellaris, to name a couple. Anything that takes about a week to play. So those are the games that I enjoy the most. But Jacob, what was your question?
Jim, there's been a question from members of our staff as to what that thing is over your right shoulder.
Over my right shoulder?
Yes, there's some sort of creature of some sort, it appears.
Okay, so
love it.
one of my players is an art major. And for those of you who play League of Legends, you might know who this is. This is Kindred, and in fact, this side of the painting is Lamb. And if I turn the painting over, this side of the painting is Wolf. It is a really nice reversible painting of Kindred, done on reclaimed wood. That my player Nick Finder, goes by Nacho Problem, gave me for my office, and I like to show it off on stream. So anytime you see me streaming, you will see it over my shoulder there. He also has one of Jin that's in our game room that I could grab some pictures and throw up on the NECC if people are interested. But yeah, it's a really nice painting done by one of my players.
Really cool.
Hey, anybody in chat dissing the Swain support, I'm just saying, 1v1 me, bro. 1v1 me. Davian879 on League. Friend me, we'll 1v1. We'll see what happens. We'll stream it. We'll give the link to NECC. We'll stream it. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Swain support for days, baby. Swain support for days.
Next question. This is one I gotta answer again. Sorry, sorry to you guys. What about the situation that happened with KWU? Like, can you drop an advance or other divisions, or what's happening during the regular season? For those of you that don't know, KWU moved down week 7 from the Champions Division to the Challenger Division after losing 1 or 2 of their players. Can't remember exactly what happened. Who were of the higher caliber. This semester, we're going to be reassessing a lot more and more frequently, just due to the fact that our staff team has grown and we're able to do this a lot more frequently. We will be doing an assessment week 2 and asking all the schools to feel like they're in the right division, what's going on there, how do you feel about your game so far, and then we'll be doing an assessment week 4. After week 4, we believe that we'll have all of our divisions guaranteed to be in the right division and have the good gameplay that we want for the last 5 weeks, which will be absolutely amazing. But the next question for you guys, how many teams are there per division, and what would you like to see from those divisions?
I'll go. There are we're striving between 8 and 10 teams per division. I think with a 9-week regular season, quite frankly, 10 is the perfect number so that you play everybody once during the regular season. That being said, that is not set in stone, but we want it to be a competitive, positive experience for all of our players. We've talked about this a lot internally. We hope that all of our divisions teams really go 6-3, 5-4, 4-5, something like that, because that speaks to us that it's really competitive. As we've talked with folks, that if you play well, do stuff the right way, you can get a victory. And if you don't communicate, don't do things you need to do, whatever, you're going to lose. It's not going to be a situation where you can just show up and roll over somebody, and it's not going to be a situation where you can show up and get rolled. So for us, it's sort of that NFL motto with parity, where on any given Sunday, anybody can beat anybody. For us, it's any given Monday through Friday, anybody can beat anybody in the division they're playing in. So that's our goal. There's going to be teams that go 8-0, or 8-1, 9-0. We know that from their strength. There's probably going to be a flip side of that as well. But for us, if our divisional model is successful, we expect to see a lot of 6-3s, 5-4s, or 4-5s.
I'm going to jump right back into the Twitch questions. One of them was for me, Logs. I don't, just because I don't like the interface. So if they updated the interface, maybe I would play them. But yes, that style of game. And then Golden Nighttime. How are the divisions being picked? That goes back to what we were talking about with the preseason. 2 or 3 matches in preseason, and your play in those will kind of set you up with which division you will be in. It worked really well last year for League of Legends. I could say that. It worked really well, and both divisions of League of Legends were money. They were really competitive, came down to it, So the preseason, if you're opting out of preseason, good luck, because everybody should be in the preseason. Not only might you get more screen time on the NECC, but it'll make sure you're where you need to be for competitive play.
I'm going to jump in for a little bit there, just due to the fact that the next question's a little bit more complicated than the last one. If you aren't playing in preseason, now we've been striving to have everyone play in preseason, but if you aren't playing in preseason due to extraneous constraints or you just can't do it for whatever reason, we will be going off of our best assumptions based on what we know from your ranking and how you've played in our previous seasons. If you have played in our previous seasons. If you haven't, we're doing our best to try and figure out what that looks like for you guys and place you in the division that makes sense for you guys. The next question is, what if a team doesn't perform in preseason but dominates during the regular season? Can you rank up or are you stuck there? You are not stuck there. We have seen some situations where people have gone down. We've never seen a situation where a team needed to go up, but we understand that with more divisions, we will see more problems like that where teams might need to go up a division just because they might not have the greatest preseason. So we're still working with teams, whether it's up or down, to figure that out and make sure that they have the best possible season that they can have.
Well said, Kill. Very well said. That's accurate. And I think that the other thing with placement tournaments is that while they're certainly not mandatory, and we are going to be taking into account your average rank and the title, et cetera, to hopefully fill in that gap if you're unable to play. So we ask that you provide that information for us as we try to provide the best possible experience.
Mr. Producer, do you have another question for us from your list?
I've got one for Jacob. How did you get into esports and why are you still here?
Oh, that's funny.
The second part of that question is kind of mean, guys. Come on.
It's funny. It's funny. It might have come from Caleb, actually. No. In all seriousness, the conference I work for, we made the conscious decision to sponsor esports. From that, I reached out, recognized I didn't know anything about it. Obviously, those of you that know me know that. I met Caleb, was a player at one of our schools. And the rest, I guess, is history. While I'm still here, because I love the community. Simple as that. And I've been really, really fortunate to be a part of this. Not in a million years did I ever think I would. But I feel really, really, really happy to be a part of this community and what we're building here. I think it's special. I'm proud to be a part of it. And yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
Jacob loves the esports community. We brainwashed him good, people.
No,
we
it's
brainwashed him good.
Awesome.
Even esports fans don't love the esports community.
Yeah, those that know me, those that don't know me, I come from the traditional sports side world. I come from the traditional sports world. I'm not in the space, but I love it, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Lovely calling it out for you, Jacob. The community loves you too. Any other questions? We got all day, folks. We got all day. I don't care about them on the East Coast. It's only 7:15 here in Central Time Zone. I got all day. What's up? What traditional sports were you interested in, or did you cover, Jacob?
Oh wow! I played basketball. I've covered basically if it's a sport with a clock or a ball or something like that, chances are I've covered it in some fashion. I've worked in leagues that sponsored 24 sports. I've worked in league that sponsored 15. You name it. So yeah, I've done. I've played baseball, basketball basically my whole life. Basketball is probably my best sport, which is not saying much because I wasn't very good. But yeah, that's that.
All right. Anybody else? I think we're running low on questions. Anybody else? You can either keep asking questions or we could call it a night. And I'm still having fun here. I don't want to call it a night yet. So who's got questions? They could be about anything. They could be about our Canadian producer.
Feels good to have our stream up and running, doesn't it, Jim?
It does. It feels really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I'm looking for Ethan Dolan. I don't see Ethan Dolan around here. I'm looking for what happened to Ethan. I don't have anybody to make fun of tonight. I had to make do with Chase the Wit, and I feel bad about it. Ethan knows I'm just joking around. I think I might have hurt Chase's feelings.
Another question in chat: is there a limit to the number of schools that can join the NECC for esports?
No, there isn't, quite frankly. We're really excited about our growth. We're really excited about what we've been able to onboard for the second semester. I think to take that question one step further, the simple answer is no. And I think what we're most proud of is that there's no limit to the number of teams within your school or within your university that can compete with us. And that's what's generated a lot of excitement. The fact that it's not just one team that's playing with us. We're going to have teams that have 3 or 4 Rocket League teams, a couple of Overwatch teams, etc. So providing opportunities, we're trying to do that across the board, and again, trying to provide just a great competitive experience and trying to provide more during this time when we need it.
Carlos, I know Caleb's going to want to jump in to answer the really important question, but I'll take the not important question. Carlos, the pants with Ethan Dolland. Remember, Ethan was calling League of Legends, which will not be a NECC spring event. So we're going to have to figure out what we could bring Ethan back for if we want to bring back the pants.
Ethan's coming back. Ethan is coming back, and he's going to be involved in a couple of titles. We know that already.
There we go. We just don't know if it's going to be pants again.
We don't know. We don't know
up a
what
little bit.
Supply looks like. We don't know that.
He might have grown up a little bit. He might have, finally matured. I don't think so. You'll probably get pants sometime this spring. So that could be a poll. What do you think the first pair of pants will be for Ethan in the spring? We could throw that poll up. But I know that Caleb Glube, our producer, is going to want to take care of that really important question from Lovely Lure right above you, Collis.
How do warnings in regards to teams not being able to make a game, such as a specific player not showing up? Is it 3 strikes, you're out situation for the school as a whole? It's different case-by-case basis. We pay attention really closely to what's going on campus and how this situation for what that looks like is. We had 2 situations last semester, 3 situations actually, and where teams didn't show up for 2 weeks consecutively and they were removed from our season. It was a team-specific thing. All 3 situations had another team competing and continue to compete with it throughout the season. One of those players treated us poorly after the fact, and therefore they were put onto a banned list just due to the fact that how they were going on. But we do pay attention to each situation very closely, and we have dealt with situations, i.e. a Hood College, Sacramento State College, or Sacramento State University, where both of them ended up having trouble getting onto a match, and it took 2.5 weeks to go through it. We were communicating with them both the entire time, so we're paying attention. We work with you guys all the time to make sure what's going on is done well, and that's mostly due to the fact that Jacob Van Ryn has been so involved in how that works and how that conversation has been going, and a lot of the times it actually all goes through Jacob just to make sure we get on time and going through that.
Yeah, thanks, Caleb. I appreciate that. The only thing I would add to that is the communication, our ability to get our schedule out with game times, I think speaks to some of those issues. We're pretty flexible. We try to be respectful. And I think that, again, our group and our schools were really respectful. And the couple of problems we had were really sort of isolated incidents.
All right. So any more questions? Shout them out, guys. You can keep shouting them out. You don't have to wait for me to prompt you. You can shout out the questions forever. Twitch chat is forever. I will be able to see them forever. And like I said, I don't want to go home. I got I got a roommate at home who's pissed at me for not cleaning it up. So who would win in a 1v1, Caleb Gloob or an IKEA desk? I mean, what kind of desk? I mean, IKEA's got a bunch of different types of desks. Are we talking about like one of the good ones that's pre-assembled, or does it come in a box? Do you get the Allen wrench? Do you not get the Allen wrench? Shout it out in chat.
I know this week the answer is the desk.
I personally, I'm gonna shout out to Caleb here. Personally, I'm gonna have to say hashtag IKEA desk. But that's just me. Would we rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I'm going after the duck, man. I'm going after the duck. 100% going after the duck. I don't know why that's a question.
Duck or 100 duck-sized horse? Wait, what was that? Sorry, say that again.
One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses.
No, it's the other way.
No, I'm going after the duck, man. I want the horse-sized duck. I'll take him down. I'm eating wings, man. I'll get wings.
No. I can take those out one by one.
They're gonna swarm you, Jacob.
No, not dogs. No, you can't take out a horse.
Okay, Jacob. The question was 1 horse-sized duck, so a duck the size of a horse.
I got that. Yeah. Okay.
Or 100 horses that are the size of ducks. The horse is gonna come at you, man. They're gonna bite. I'm gonna take the duck because when I take the duck down, I'm gonna roast that.
The horses are a little bit more nasty.
That's right. And the duck is dinner.
You're
I
right.
get done with
I
that
was
duck, man.
wrong.
I'm making some
I was
greasy
wrong. My
wings.
bad.
That's all I'm saying.
My bad.
Greasy wings.
My bad. The
Uh,
wings thing,
Quick
the
question.
wings thing is gross. Wings thing is gross. Real gross. Duck wings, that's not okay, dude.
greasy man, greasy wings, man. All
Not
good.
okay.
All good.
Not
All
okay,
good.
dude.
All good.
No.
We had another Twitch question. Do you plan on switching up the same 5 games every semester, i.e., every fall semester having the same titles as the previous fall semesters? I'm going to throw that one to Caleb and Jacob because I'm just here for the pretty face.
Our current plans, just
yeah.
because we're the new guy on the scene, is to continue changing it up based on what our programs want to see, what they have on campuses, and who they want kind of competing and stuff like that. Our future plans are kind of out there. We've got a lot of different kind of ideas floating around. We're not set in stone with any one or the other division or way to go about it just yet. It'll be a continual conversation, so to say.
Also, I would add to that, it's also based on the rights we get from the game designers. They've been pretty good with us, but we're trying to be respectful of those as well, obviously.
And those are both great question, good answers. Yo, Cullis with another one. Would I take down a kangaroo to get my dog back? Dude, I'm gonna take down whatever I need to get my dog back.
Absolutely.
My dog is awesome.
We love that dude. He's our guy, man.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
I don't care what's going on. I will go John Wick on whatever takes my dog. I'm just saying.
Totally agree.
We had a question from one of my players, which we can ignore, but he asked, what is the best champion in League of Legends? And I'm not going to start a fight on the stream. Not going to start a fight. Everyone knows it's Swain, but I'm not going to start a fight. Just because everybody knows it's Swain doesn't mean people won't fight about it. You know, hashtag Coach Jim is right. Swain Main, Grand General Jericho Swain. Anybody who says anything different, obviously, has never played League of Legends.
Jim, are you good?
Yeah, no, I think I'm good, Jacob. So why don't I've had a fun time tonight, Jacob. I hope you had a fun time tonight. And I think you're going to send us off here, Jacob, with some wise words of wisdom.
I don't know about that. Jim, I want to thank you, obviously, for hosting this tonight. Obviously, it's truly appreciated, and thank you for being a part of us and a big part of us. Thanks to everybody that helped out throughout the course of tonight's broadcast. Obviously, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Our entire team, I would say, this effort really spearheaded by all the people you saw throughout the course of the evening. So I was glad that they got a chance to shine and get some recognition. Special thanks to Michael Martinez, certainly, and Caleb Glube for making this all happen, and certainly Noah Madowitz for really doing a lot of heavy lifting for this. Here it is. It's January 16th. We're about a week and a half away from placements beginning, and we're 3 weeks away from the regular season started. We cannot wait. We thank you for your time tonight, and we thank you for your interest in the NECC. Again, I was genuine when I said we're truly humbled to be a part of this community, and we're really excited for the second semester. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in the future right here.